Good morning, all of you. Wow, that was weird. Good morning, everyone. I was just mixing my words there. I haven't spoken in a while. Anyway, I'm just still learning how to use this thing. So hope you guys are doing well. We're doing a little demo here. This will be on the little frog sign that you saw last Friday that we gave away. And so it is our new layout template, and I figured I'm going to take you through the carving of this whole thing. This is a little bit different in the fact that we're going to put some different colors in here. I'm carving a piece of oak, which any of you that know me real well know that that's not my favorite, but I'm going to give it a shot. I haven't carved oak with a carving liner before, and I want to do something different. So anyway, we've got the layout ready to go. I've got it all kind of balanced out. Again, from a layout standpoint, I came inch and a half. This is about inch and a half. That is, I kind of eyeballed that. But anyway, we're going to do the frog. We're going to use the primer. And I'm not worried about hitting the edge because that's all going to be black anyway. So I'm just going to do a quick layout on this. This doesn't have any sanding sealer because, to be honest, I haven't carved oak a lot, but the times that I have carved it, I've never had any issues with bleeding, so I'm not worried about that. So there is our layout. We're going to let that dry because it's a little chilly out here this morning. We're going to let that dry, come back, and we'll get to carving. Hey guys, all right, so we got the layout done. This is nice and dry. I've wiped it off. I've got my carving liner bit in. I'm going to do the frog first. I'm going to do this inset, which means that all these little pieces, let me get something to point with, all these little pieces here in the arms and legs, those are all going to be outset since this is all going to be cut away. So that's what I'm going to do first. And I've got the carving liner in and it's set at right around 1/8 of an inch. We'll be right back. All right, so like I said, I'm going to carve these little pieces outset. I've got my carving liner set at 1/8 of an inch. Got my cheaters on. Let me turn my lights on. We're plugged in, and we should be good to go. I might have to adjust the depth here. Just have to check it out and see. Here we go. Thought I had it plugged in. I did not have it plugged in. I had the other one plugged in. Yee. All right. One more time. Okay guys, so you saw that I had it set at 1/8 of an inch. It was actually probably a little bit deeper than I should have been. But what you will see if you go back and watch, you'll see that in a lot of these little tight spots, I actually lifted the router a little bit. And I get questions on that quite a bit. Why do you lift the router? Well, so I don't have to set at a lot of different depths. I can get to the point where I can lift the router if I need it to be the line to be a little bit skinnier than normal. Okay, so I'm still going to save this. I'm going to put my profile bit, actually grab my router with the profile bit and come back, and then we'll take out the rest of this stuff and see what that looks like. Okay, so I have got my profile bit in. I got it in my DeWalt. That's where I keep it. I got it set at about 3/16, just a little shy of 3/16, which I think is about right, but I may have to lower it or raise it depending on how wide it carves. That's kind of we'll see how it goes here. I think I'm plugged in. All right, here we go. Okay, all right, so now you guys will notice, you guys that are paying attention will notice, I went ahead and took out all the extra stuff in there. I just went ahead and took it out with the profile bit. I could have put the 60 to, grab my 60 degree and taken it out with a 60 or the 90. I probably wouldn't have done it with a 90 because it got pretty tight in some of those spots. But the profile bit was cutting pretty wide. So I just went ahead and took it out with a profile bit. I don't think that would make a difference. I think it looks just fine. So that is pretty much that. I will kind of use my little carving tool and take out these high spots. Boy, that oak is hard stuff. It doesn't cut bad. It cuts very solid, very consistent, like I've said in the past. But it doesn't cut bad, but it smells really good. I like the way it smells when you're cutting it. All right, so I just have to take that stuff out. All right, so we'll come back and we'll get these carved. All right, so the frog's all done. Let's do the heart, and then I'll jump over to the eye. I've got it, this is my 90-degree V-groove, which is normally my background, but these are really big images, so I think I can take that. I'm going to do that heart inset and the eye, both inset. So I think I'm going to be able to do that with this 90-degree. Let's find out if I'm right. That stuff is hard, but it actually cuts pretty good. Now, if you guys go back and notice, especially you guys that are maybe new to watching me do this, you'll notice that I kind of stay away from the line when I come down, especially when I'm carving something that's particularly hard or may give me some surprises, so to speak. You'll notice that I start away. The reason I do that is the more wood that you're taking out, the more chance you have to go sideways, kind of thing. So I would rather stay away from the line and then come back and just kiss that line and trim that up. And I did the same thing over here as well. But I'm pretty happy with that. So we'll come back, we'll get these colored, and we'll finish this thing up. Okay, so we're going to use the Fusion Matte Black Primer Paint. Remember, this I've just started using this stuff, but so far I've been really happy with it. So if you're going to use a paint, make sure it's a matte finish. Otherwise, you're going to have some bleeding issues. So I'm just going to... Now, the one drawback about this stuff is it does take a lot longer to dry than the ink or the regular Rust-Oleum primer like I've used for years. So this is going to be a little bit longer of a process. So now, and the eye, obviously I'm doing that black as well. Glad I've got my gloves on. I'm still going to be careful not to overspray. So we're going to let that dry. We'll come back and we'll mask off all the black and we'll do the colors. All right, guys, so I think I've showed this before, but this is another kind of paint that actually works. I found this chalky paint before I found the matte finish, but it basically is the same. I've used it, I've tested it, I used it, and it works good too. In my other matte finish paint, the Fusion, I busted the nozzle off of it, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one. So I'm going to just do that, and now we'll do the frog. If I can find my green paint. Uh-oh. Here comes the green paint. Guess I left it out on the bench. Thank you, babe. So here's the matte Spanish moss green, which is what we're going to do the frog in. All right, we'll let that dry. We'll come back. We'll sand it off. All right, so let's sand it off. So I'm using my disc sander, and I've got an 80. You can see it's kind of used, but I've got an 80. I think it'll work pretty well. Here we go. So it's one of the things, guys, that I'm not crazy about the oak is you could see I really had to sand quite a bit. Well, it gets down in those pores. And that's one of the things I'm not crazy about oak. Let's see how it looks. So now what I'm going to do, that was an 80. I'm going to take my my random orbital that's just, it's got a, what is this, 220? 220 on it just to give me a little bit better finish. So I'm going to go over it with that. All right. All right, so now what I have to do is I've got a little tiny red spot there. You guys probably can't even see it, but it doesn't matter. I can see it. So what I have to do...
Red spot? You mean...
or white spot in the red. So since I don't have a red marker, then what I'm going to have to do is use this and then spray something and put a little dab of red on there. So you guys are probably screaming at me for using this, but there. Now I'm okay with that. So now we have to let that dry, come back, and we'll put some clear on it. Okay, I'm just using my regular crystal clear gloss. Oh, I messed you up again. I did that again. I'm getting the stink eye, guys. If you could only see. Anyway, so I'm using my crystal clear gloss. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I like it. What, did I mess you up again? All right, I'm going to get over here.
You get over there and leave the board alone. Coyotes?
Coyotes are howling out yonder.
Mm-hmm. That's so cute.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, so that is it, guys. Hope this was helpful. Again, it's something a little bit different. I hadn't carved oak in a long time, and the multiple colors there. But as you can see, that matte finish paint works really, really well. It might as well be ink or primer. It works really, really well. So again, you don't want to overspray and take chances. But anyway, I'm really happy with that, and congratulations to whoever won it, because we're filming this a couple days after last Friday, so somebody's already got it on the way. They might already have it before you see this. Anyway, so congratulations to you frog lovers out there. Anyway, that is it, guys. Thanks so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, we would love for you to subscribe. If you have any questions, email me directly, eric@makeawoodssign.com. If you do, if and when you do subscribe, click that little bell icon. Vicky's shaking her head at me because I stumbled over my words again.
You're using Reddit or something.
Click that little bell icon so you get notified. We do 4 videos new every week. So, gosh, that's it. I'm on Instagram pretty much every day, Make a Wood Sign. Thanks, guys. We love you. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.